You're African. Where's your father from?
My father?
Yes.
My father was born and raised in Trinidad.
Okay, so your father is born and raised in Trinidad. So according to the Bible, you're not African. You are the tribe of Benjamin. You're a Jew, according to the Bible. You're an Israelite, according to the Bible. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, look on that side. West Indian blacks, correct? According to the Bible, you're not an African. You're an Israelite of the tribe of Benjamin.
That's right.
You have a heavy, rich history in this Bible that you must learn. Get me Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you that you're an Israelite. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you according to the Bible. Watch this. Deuteronomy start at 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Meaning, if we didn't listen, because the Israelites are blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. If we did not listen to the laws of God, this is what God was going to do.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
God said, all these curses, read,
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
now, it's a God said, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So, God is saying the Israelites would be a cursed people, which is us, because God said we went into slavery. That's a curse. Watch it, I'm going to show you. Verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Listen up, bro.
Again with ships.
Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So God said he was going to bring the Israelites into Egypt. Egypt means bondage. With ships. What people historically went into slavery with ships? Speaking to the mic. Speaking to the mic.
Egyptians?
What people went into slavery with ships? Huh?
Blacks, Africans.
Black people. But those are not Africans. Those people that went into slavery are the Israelites. The Israelites were sold as slaves off ships.
Right.
Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
God said he was going to bring the Israelites again into captivity with ships. What people went into slavery with ships?
Jews?
Say it.
Jews?
Jews, yes. God said he would put the Jews into slavery on ships for breaking his commandments. Read verse 48.
Verse 48. And the Lord, and therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So God said the Israelites would serve their enemies. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So God sent enemies against us. Why? We broke his commandments. Read.
And hunger.
So God said we're going to serve our enemy in hunger for food. The supermarkets that we go to, we don't own them. We just expect the trucks to come in and bring the food there so we can buy. We don't run the agriculture. God said what? Read that again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger
for food,
and in thirst
for water, because we don't own any of the water companies. Read.
and in nakedness.
For clothing, we must serve our enemies. The clothes that you like to shop, that you like to buy, wherever you shop at, Barney's,
Sneakers, all that.
sneakers, the God said your enemies are going to provide those. Read.
And in nakedness, and in want of all things.
In lack of all things. Whatever you need, God said you're going to have to go to your enemy for that. Clothes, education, religion. God said you would go to your enemies for those things. Nationality, because they put it on the job application. Which one are you? Pacific Islander, Asian, black, non-Hispanic, black, all that, right? God says your enemy, you're going to go to your enemies in need and in want of all things. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
God said he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. That looks familiar. I'm looking at your face and you look surprised. That's what God is saying. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
So God said your enemy would put a yoke upon your neck until you were destroyed mentally and spiritually. So that's why when I asked you earlier, I asked you what's your nationality, you said African, right? Then you said, then I asked you where your father was from, you said Trinidadian. You see the confusion there? You went from Africa to Trinidad, you see?
Both my parents were born in Trinidad. That's what I'm saying. Both my parents were born in Trinidad, born and raised in Trinidad.
Okay. Now, what we have to understand is Trinidad is the land of our captive. How did the people get to Trinidad? What means of transportation?
Ships.
Read verse 68 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt again means bondage again.
With ships.
So the people in Trinidad and Tobago went into slavery with ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
The it there is Jerusalem. God is saying you will not see Jerusalem again. Because all our people know is Africa or the lands in the Caribbean or America. That's all we know. But back then, God was saying we would not see our land, Jerusalem, again. Our history goes back further than Africa.
Right.
Our history goes back to Jerusalem.
Right.
But God says we would not see our homeland again. We've been here on this side of the world for hundreds of years. Over 400 years we've been here. We have lost all knowledge, all understanding of where we come from, of who we are. That's why God said he would put us into slavery ships again. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold.
There, meaning to Egypt again, Trinidad included, ye shall be sold. Ye shall be sold.
Read. Unto your enemies.
So you're going to be sold unto your enemies. Let me ask you, who sold you? Who sold your ancestors? Who sold them?
White man.
Yes. Read that again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
By who? Read.
For bondmen
For slave men,
and bondwomen,
slave women,
and no man shall buy you.
come on, meaning no man will save you. Read. Now it says he shall put a yoke of iron. I want that. Verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall set against thee.
Come on.
In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and of want of all things.
Meaning lack of all things. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So God said that he is the white man that put a yoke of iron on your neck. That's what God is talking about. Read.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until we were destroyed spiritually and physically. What's your question, sister?
I thought that that black people sold us into slavery before white people did. Back
Yes,
then.
they did. That's called the sub-Saharan slave trade. Yes. What
So
she's
why
saying is
are you
correct.
blaming
Get me
the-
Joel 3. I'm sorry?
Why blame the white man for slavery if we already did it to our own selves?
Hey, nice point. Now you said black people sold black people into slavery, correct? What you must understand is not all black races are the same. The Africans did sell us. The Africans and Arabs, two dark-skinned nations, sold the Israelites to the white man in what we call the transatlantic slave trade. Yes? How we know it's Jesus? Revelations 1:14. Now wait a minute, because I'm going to deal with this sister first, then I'm going to deal with you, okay? We're going to do everything in decency and order. She asked her question first, I'm going to deal with her, then I'm going to deal with you, all right? So just be patient. Now, Joel chapter 3 is going to tell you that the Arabs and the Africans sold us. Read.
Joel chapter 3, verse 3. They have cast lots.
Start at verse 1.
Verse 1. Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, I shall bring again the captivity of Judah.
The captivity of Judah, read, that's the so-called blacks.
And Jerusalem. I will also gather all nations and bring them.
Start at verse 6.
Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children Get me verse 4. Joel chapter 3, verse 4.
Listen to
Yea,
this.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Now God is asking Tyre and Zidon. Tyre and Zidon, listen up, brother. Tyre and Zidon are ancient African nations. God is saying, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? We're gonna give you the answer. Just be patient. She asked the question, then I'm gonna deal with you. Be patient. Read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
All the coast of Palestine is who? The Arabs. So God is asking, what do you have to do with me? African man, Arab man. Tyre and Zidon are Africans. Palestine are the Arabs. Read.
Will ye render me a recompense?
Are you going to pay me back because I didn't choose your people to be my people? That's what he's saying. That's what God is saying. Read.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return your recompense upon your own head.
So what God is saying is, you recompense me, I'm going to do what you do to my people, I'm going to do to you. Read on.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah.
The children of Judah, that's the Negroes. You see that? What do you see here? The children of Judah.
And the children of Jerusalem
That's Benjamin and Levi. Read on.
have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Have you what?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
The Grecians is the white man.
That's
you see that?
right.
It said that they sold us to the Grecians. The Grecians is the Caucasian. Look at who was in how do we say, in lieu, in cahoots together to sell us. The white man, the Arab, and the African. They sold us to the Grecian. Read.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them
That they may remove the Israelites.
far from their border.
Because in the sub-Saharan slave trade, which happened throughout North Africa and also in Mecca, they sold millions of us. They castrated the men. You understand what it means to be castrated? They cut off our private parts,
They
rod
did
and
to
everything.
females too.
And they were raping our women. The Arabs, the dirty Arabs. That's what they were doing. And the Africans. Read that again.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
The children of Jerusalem and the children of Judah have you sold unto the Grecians. You know who's the Grecians? Who's the Grecians? The white man. So who sold us to the white man?
Black people.
What race?
African.
The Africans and Arabs. So what does that tell you about them? They're not our people.
That's right.
God is telling you they're not our people. So yes, sister, a black race did sell one black race, but there were different black races. God is telling you, get me that? What you gotta understand is we're not all the same people.
What
You
verse
understand?
is he? What verse?
That was Joel chapter 3.
Joel.
Joel, yes, in the Bible, Joel chapter 3, verse 4. What did you read to? Verse 6? Yeah.
Verse 6.
Joel chapter 3, verse 4 to 6. Okay? Now that you understand that, because it says that they sold us unto the Grecians. Now, the Grecians completed the slave trade, brother. And this is what we got here. Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Watch this.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
God said he would bring the Israelites into slavery again. Sister, listen up. With ships. Look at the means of transportation. Look at the means of transportation that we came by. Look on the bottom of the board. Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
God said he would bring us into Egypt. Egypt means bondage. Egypt means bondage. Again with ships. What you got to understand is this. Sister, listen up. Brother, listen up. During the time of Moses, right? Moses took the Israelites out of Egypt, North Africa, correct? How did we leave there? We left on foot, right? We walked through the wilderness for 40 years, correct? But God said that you would go into Egypt, meaning a slavery again with ships. So this one is a little bit different. The Egypt again with ships, look, is America, is the Caribbean, it's South America, it's Central America. Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With ships, sister. So we were sold off slave ships. That's what God said would happen to the Israelites. That's us. That is us. Because a lot of y'all look, y'all understand slavery, right? But y'all don't understand that that was the Israelites. And that God said that we would discontinue from our nationality. We would forget who we are. Give me that in Jeremiah 17:4. Because God is showing us we're the Jews. We were sold, look, to be sold a cargo of 94 prime healthy Negroes. Healthy Negroes. You understand? They would look at you, they would look at your arms, your bone density, and say, this slave, he's gonna be good for the next 20 years. How much you want it for? $200? $300? They would look at the woman, she would have the baby. They would say, look at the slave woman in her bed, in her sucker. The sucker was the child. How much? 900? 800? That's what they did. That's what they did. Sold again. We were going to Egypt again with ships. That's who? That's our history there. Read. But God said we would discontinue from our heritage. God said we would forget who we are. You understand, sister? We would forget, and God is going to show us that we're going to forget. Watch this.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue.
God says, you, even yourself, Jeremiah, because Jeremiah was going to come back in the regeneration. God said, even you shall what?
Shall discontinue from thine heritage.
You will discontinue from your heritage. What is a part of a people's heritage? Right, think. A person's heritage consists of a few things. Like what?
Clothes, food, music.
Yes, clothes, food, music. Correct. What else? There's another big
Religion.
thing. Our laws. Correct. Correct. What else? What else? One big thing you're missing too.
Spirituality.
Spirituality, there's something else. What else do a people have that consists of a heritage? It's a big thing. Think, what's a part of a people's heritage? Think. Their language. Their language. Their language. We discontinue from the heritage that God gave us. We no longer speak the proper Hebrew today. What language do we speak? Speak. English? Yes, we speak English. That's the language of our captivity. We spoke Hebrew way back then. God said we would discontinue from the heritage that he gave us. Read that again.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
God said he will cause us to serve our enemies.
In the land which thou knowest not.
We didn't know America. We didn't know Jamaica. We didn't know Trinidad and Tobago. We didn't know the Bahamas. We didn't know Georgia, Virginia. We knew Jerusalem. We knew Judea. That's our land. But God said, you're going to be removed from that land for disobedience to my commandments.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. We were. Give me 1 Kings 8:48. Verse 47.
I get it now. I get it now.
There we go. You getting it? We're here, sister, to change. That's why we were brought here in chains and slave ships. We were brought here to change our ways. We were not brought here to assimilate. Because that's what this society makes us do. They make us assimilate, right? Colin Kaepernick does not want to assimilate. He does not want, you saw it on the news, right? The football player that refused to stand for the national anthem?
Yeah.
Right, because he's not assimilating to this land. We are not to do that either. God brought us here to change. That's it. And it's written in the Bible that God brought us here to change. Read.
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 47. Yet if ye shall bethink themselves.
Now, King Solomon, you heard of King Solomon, right? King Solomon was a black man, by the way, with braided hair. One of the kings of Israel. Yeah, you look surprised. Hold on. Give me Song of Solomon 1 and 5. You look surprised. You never heard that before, right? You never heard that before, but guess what? It's in the Bible. Every time you hear King Solomon, you see him as a white man, right? The Bible says King Solomon was black. Okay? And he had bushy locks. Watch this. Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. Song of Solomon 1 and 5. Come on. Wrong way. Song of Solomon. It's after Ecclesiastes. Song of Solomon.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5.
Start at 1 and 1 to make sure to hear that it's Solomon speaking.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. The song of songs,
The Song of Songs, sister, listen up.
which is Solomon's.
Which is Solomon's. Jump to verse 5.
Verse 5. I am black.
What did King Solomon say?
I am black, but comely.
King Solomon said, I am black and I'm handsome. King Solomon, the wisest king, the richest king to walk the face of the earth, said, I'm black and I'm handsome.
It's in the regular Bible.
That's in the Bible. Hold on. I want you to read it. Read along with us. I want you to read it. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. You read it. Read it.
I am black, but humbly, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, as the tents of Kedar.
Kedar means dark. King Solomon said, I am black and I'm handsome. In the 70s, our people said, I'm black and I'm proud. That's the Holy Bible.
Man,
That's the Bible, bro.
I gotta get that.
You see what I'm saying? Now you see yourself in the Bible. You see that? Because all our life we've seen white people in the Bible, right? You see movies like the Ten Commandments,
Yeah.
Jesus of Nazareth,
Passion of Christ.
Passions of the Christ.
Yeah.
All of them are white images. The Bible tells us that the white man would change the images. Give me that in Maccabees. The Bible said that the white man would change our images in the Bible. That's why when we think the Bible, we think Moses, we think white people. That's what we foolishly think. But the Bible says, no. The white man changed it. First Maccabees 3:48.
First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
So the Greeks, because the Greeks were in rulership during the time of the Maccabees, okay? And it said they opened the book of the law, which is the Bible, because back then we had illustrations for our people in the Bible. Read.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen,
Meaning nations that are not Israel. That's what heathen means. The nations that are outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. Those are what you call heathen. The white man, Esau, Edom, is a heathen. Read.
wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. See what they did? Read that again. Wherein the heathen
Open the book of the law. I want that.
and laid open the book of the law,
They opened the Bible.
wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So the heathen, the nations, opened the Bible and put their images to the Bible. That's where you got this. You see that? Caesar Borgia.
You said Esau was a...
Esau, the so-called white man, opened the book of the law, which is our Bible, and put his image in the Bible. That's why when we think Jews, we think white people. When we think Moses, when we think Christ, we think white people. The Bible says no. The Jews are black.
That's right.
We're going to get you some more. Give me Jeremiah 14:2. Watch this.
Do you follow the book of Enoch also?
No, we don't. The book of Enoch is tainted. We don't get into that.
Why is it tainted?
It's tainted. We're going to go with what the Bible says, okay? We're going to go with that. Because our people have problems understanding just this. So we shouldn't be going into other books and things like that. That makes you weary. You understand?
But it
Watch
also
this.
opens up your mind also.
Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2.
Let's see what the Jews look like.
Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish.
The gates, meaning the leaders of our people, language. We ain't got no leaders. We don't have any representatives. We don't even have a seat in the UN. You understand? Read.
And the gates thereof languish. They are black.
What color is Judah?
They are black unto the ground.
Shades of brown, right? When you dig into the earth gets darker. You got different shades of brown. Judah's black unto the ground.
Right.
That's a similitude. We're dark-skinned people. Get me Lamentations 4:8.
All right, so I got a question.
What's your question?
All right, so are we humans or are we gods?
Woo, that's a good question. The brother asked, are we humans or are we gods? That's an excellent question. Psalms 82:6.
Bring it
Here's
up.
the answer.
Psalm chapter 82, verse 6.
I see you pumping up your chest. I see you getting ready. It's all right. That's good. Come on.
I have said, ye are gods.
What did God say?
I have said, ye are gods.
See the part where you draw it like this? That's right. We are God. But here's the flip side. Because we're not living like God, right? We got police in our communities, right? You got brothers in the corner selling drugs. You got sisters dressed out of order. We are gods, like the Bible says, but here's the flip side. Here's the flip side.
Thank you.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So all of you black and Latino women, okay, men, we are all children of the Most High God. But here's the flip side, because the Bible says we are gods, right? But here's the flip side. But it's a three-letter word, okay? But it means it's got huge ramifications behind it.
But ye shall die like men.
You know what that means? Ye shall die like men. Meaning, God said we are gods. But ye shall die like men. Meaning you're going to go into slavery. So we went from being gods to being slaves. We went from being the top nation on the face of the earth to being at the bottom. Now we pant saggers, lazy, whoremongers, weed smokers, womanizers, adulterers, hoes,
Female beaters.
Female beaters, not taking care of our kids. We have been reduced to nothing. God said we are gods, but ye shall die like men. That's what happened to us. And dying like men means we went into captivity. Give me Lamentations 2:1. I'm going to show you that heaven is a condition, okay? We ruled earth during the time of King David. You heard of King David? King David is King Solomon's father. King Solomon was black, we just read, right? So what does that tell you about his father? That's right. We just read Jeremiah 14:2 that Judah is what? Black unto the ground. King David was a Jew, okay? Now watch this. We were gods, but then we fell. It's going to show you. Watch this.
Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion?
How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion? The daughter of Zion is Israel. That's us. We are the daughter of Zion. Read.
With a cloud in his anger.
God has covered us with a cloud of his anger. Slavery, being reduced to nothing, not even owning our own land, no resources. We have been reduced. Read.
And cast down from heaven.
Cast down from rulership, from being God, cast us down to what?
Unto the earth.
Cast into slavery. That's the earth. We went from godhood to slaves. That's what God is saying happened to the Israelites. Read.
And has cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel.
The beauty of Israel. God cast us down from rulership to slavery. The beauty, because Israel, we are a beautiful people. God said we are the greatest nation on the face of the earth, and we fell from the grace of godhood to slaves. That's what happened. So what we're reading here is, the Bible is the fall, the rise of Israel again. You understand?
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.